Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Days sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours. And as we always say each and every Monday, right about this time of the day, here's hoping that your weekend was an absolutely fabulous one. If not, well, good Lord willing, you will still be here when the next one rolls our way, and you'll have the opportunity to try it all over again. We start today's show with a guy that's no stranger to anybody watching right now, particularly LSU fans, the whole nine. Rohan Davey, the newest TV superstar here on the Pelican lineup. How are you, big fella?
Oh man, my God, I'm doing well.
I know everybody's wondering what in the world is Rohan Davey doing on the set with Clarence Buzz. Well, Rohan will be debuting his brand new TV show, co-hosted along with Myra Levine. What's this show going to be all about, Rohan?
The show is, first off, thanks for having me on to talk about it.
Certainly.
Not So Neighborly Talk is the title of the show. And it came about, man, just based on being in lockdown, all the phases and everything
right.
Going through with COVID and not knowing what's going on. Myra having the educational side of it as well as the medical that's everybody's going through right now with having the cabin fever and your money being affected by everything what's going on. And so it's a show basically about current events, what's going on nationally, but most importantly, what's going on here in Baton Rouge that we don't know about, similar to what you told me earlier that you're going to get into later.
Right.
And I'm going to have a segment on there where it's where are they now? Of course, I got to do the sports. So I got to have a sports part about it. So it's a where are they now segment where I sit down with former greats from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and what are they doing now? Similar, like a Cecil Collins. What have you been up to? I'm sure people are so interested and want to know what's going on, what you've been up to, how was, and even the bad things and how you've come out of that, and now your kids. It's just Rondell Mealy, guys like that, guys that people, were great Tigers, and it not just football, basketball players, the Lamont Rollins, one of my favorite people, the Big Nasty, that was here at the time, just guys like that. So that's what it's about, man, and really getting myself back in the Baton Rouge.
What's the response been like from people that have followed you throughout the years, through your careers? What's the feedback been like from them?
Interesting. Wanting to know, is it just going to be a sports thing? Right. Is it just going to be like, what exactly is it? Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? So, so it's me, man. As we get older, Clarence, we find out things that we are more interested in. As I get out of football, I was a football player, but now I want to help the community. I want to help the youth. I want to be a businessman. I want to make money and use this platform, use Baton Rouge, the love that I've gotten from LSU, Southern, everywhere. So I think it's something also, man, to help try to bridge. I mean, it's going to be some serious topics on there. This Black Lives Movement has been something that's really affected me and how I talk to my kids and my son and my daughter and just everything. So it's just basically getting out our personality, but also giving you informed information on what's going on with the mental health part of it, everything that's going on with that, man, and that's what it's about.
How did your life experience at LSU and being a member of a team? How did all that prepare you for this moment in Rohan's life? Well,
it opened me up and it made me easy to work with the masses. It made me easier to walk in and work with white, black, Chinese, Hispanic. Because being a part of a team, all those guys coming from different parts of the country, different walks of life, different demographics, rich, poor, middle class, whatever, mostly poor. So you get a chance to hear those stories. You get an opportunity to, whether it's compare situations from where you came from. What was, like, I give you a perfect example for me. Grew up without a father. My college roommate, Muskegon Barnes, grew up country boy, mama and daddy, sister in the household, yes sir, no sir, respect that. Like, his way of life and his thinking about situations, as simple as being on time all the time, was different. Simply because of how his upbringing, how he grew up, and having a father figure in his life for that. And sometimes we take for granted, like, we can do it, but no, that situation, I saw that even then, years after. I tell people all the time with him, my best friend, if I would have listened to half the damn things he suggested to me, Clarence, I'd be 1,000 times a better person than I am now. And he's ultimately one of the best people that I ultimately know. And it's just little things like that. It prepares you to go out and walk into a boardroom. It prepares you a lot, man. Honestly, a lot of my friends always, when I was in college coming out, they'll say, man, how you talk to white people? Seriously. How you talk to white girls if you wanted to date a white, how do you talk to them? And just, this all prepared me for everything that's happening now outside, being able to negotiate deals, being able to talk to guys on a level to where, we're on the same plane. So that's how it has.
I'll never forget my late band director, Dr. Isaac Greggs. One of the first things he taught us, Rohan, was if you're on time, you're late.
That's right.
If it's important enough for you to be on time, it's important enough for you to be early.
That's right.
I sit here and listen to you talk about those experiences with the team at LSU and other teams I'm sure you've been a part of in life. if we could get average Americans more involved on a team, bringing together people of different races, creeds, colors, backgrounds, how much better off would we be as a country and be able to willingly take on and face and solve some of the problems that we have these days?
It's unbelievable, man, that such little values that we have, or that we were brought up with and grew with, that could hold so much and change so much in the world.
Yeah.
The simple thing is what you just said was treat others as you would want others, do unto others as you want others to do unto you.
Yeah.
My mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, elementary school, that's always been what I was told, taught, etc. If you take the model of running a team and having all those demographics clashing and coming together, but you can come together for that one common goal, regardless of what mama told you before you left, regardless of what grandmother told mama that she done told you, right? When I came here, they told me, don't talk to white girls. Don't you talk to no white girl. Don't you know what I mean? When I came here to LSU and all that. And when you hear all those things, if you don't decipher it for yourself or have another avenue, right? Another avenue to
You'll
go
be
to find.
Stuck in that. It's funny you mentioned that. Because when I grew up, Myra, sit tight. We're going to go ahead and get a break out of the way, and then we'll bring you in. I'll never forget, Rohan, growing up, Baton Rouge was distinctly two black parts of town. There was South Baton Rouge, North Baton Rouge. The black folks in North Baton Rouge were told, man, stay out of South Baton Rouge. Them black folk down there crazy. The people in South Baton Rouge, black folk, were told, y'all stay out of North Baton Rouge. Them black folk in North Baton Rouge are crazy. And the minute we all started to get together against that advice, we find out, well, they're no different than we are.
And then who delivering it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who telling you that about you guys, and who telling you that about us?
But unless you have the courage within yourself to meet a person where they are and find out, and it's the same, I think, in America with black folk and white folk. You hear all these things about the other race.
Correct.
But when you start working together, when you start playing on a team together, when you start shopping together, socializing together, you start to realize, wait a minute, we got more in common than we do the things that separate us. But until we are willing to become a part of the team, we never find these things out. Tell you what, we're talking with Rohan David, Baton Rouge's and all of Louisiana's newest TV superstar. We're going to bring on the co-host, Myra Levine, but we're going to go ahead and get this first break of this hour out of the way. We'll go ahead and break a minute or so early. Guys in the truck, let's go ahead and get it to break. We'll come back and we'll bring in Myra Levine talking more about, what's the name of the show again?
Not So Neighborly Talk.
That's going to be interesting. That's coming up next as we continue on with the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345. 4345.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
I've seen a lot of things during my life, more bad things than good. I've lived in a lot of places, but never a home. I don't think anybody cares about me anymore. And now I'm tired. Signed, Brian, age 11.
Abused and neglected children in East Baton Rouge Parish are in dire need of CASA volunteers. Please call 379-8598 today. Change a life of hurt into a life of hope.
Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on every new 21 Mazda, plus 90 days deferred payments during the season of inspiration at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bud Show, and I know he will accept this in the spirit that it's given, because he's that kind of guy. We're talking with Rohan Davey, who will be co-hosting the newest show here on the Pelican, but in one commercial break, the set just started looking a whole lot better. I know you'll accept that in the spirit that is given, brother.
You know that.
Myra Levine is going to be the co-host. And Myra, for those that don't know, who is Myra Levine?
Well, hi, I am Myra Levine, and I am a woman that is very passionate about helping others, about mental health. Mm-hmm. And I have a long history of counseling, working with kids and adults with mental disorders.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, based on the name of the show, obviously you all are neighbors. Any hesitation, reservation about doing a show where you might end up discussing some things that, you know, you kind of end up looking at your neighbor like, I didn't know all this about my neighbor. I don't know if we're going to be as neighborly as we've been. Any hesitation in that regard?
You know, there is a little hesitation now that you say that. You're thinking, well, can we really be neighbors after this if we disagree? But at the same time, that is so important that neighbors have this type of discussion, and we want to spark that. We want to set that trend off of speaking to your neighbor.
So, from a mental health aspect, what are you hoping to bring to the conversation, Myra?
I want to start the conversation about mental health and make it not so taboo. Mm-hmm. I believe that mental health ties in with sports. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's all connected, right. And I feel that people like Rohan need to be saying and speaking about the importance of mental health and making it something that we speak about just on the regular.
Right. I don't know what your life experience has been like, and I certainly don't want to cast a racial component to all of this. But for someone that's a baby boomer, speaking from personal experience, throughout the years, in the black community, mental health, you use the perfect word to describe it, taboo. That's something, we don't talk about that, we gloss over it, we sugarcoat it. At the end of the day, not talking about mental health does significantly more damage many times than the mental health issue itself, does it not?
Absolutely.
So how important is it that we finally get to the stage where we're willing to openly, honestly, and frankly discuss these things?
Well, that time is now, because, you know, as a baby boomer, as you said, our parents didn't advocate for mental health therapy or counseling. What did they tell us? Go sleep it off.
Right.
Pray it off.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it turns around. The irony of it is the younger generation is coming to the baby boomers and saying, hey, I know this wasn't a big quality when you were growing up, but it's so important, and look what happens without it. So now let us introduce you to it, and let's bring you into it and switch this all around.
Right.
Because you're never too old to learn from someone, right?
Yeah.
I believe you can learn from anyone.
Yeah.
So let's turn it around and make it a average, everyday conversation.
Rohan, for you, what was more nerve-wracking? Your first start at LSU or getting ready for your first TV show?
That's a good question. Nah, man, definitely the start at LSU. But you know what? The point that you both of y'all bring up with the mental health from the sports side of it, you seeing that every day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you had the big case with the headaches a couple years ago, that all started because of mental health and because guys were killing each other.
Good point.
You know what I mean? So
good point.
You got guys like Brandon Marshall and all these guys that's coming out now and talking about it. Like they've taken time off from their jobs. Guys are taking time off from football and basketball to deal with mental health now. Whereas when I was in the league, I don't care if you had 104-degree temperature.
Right.
You ain't taking no time off. You're going to go to the facility and sit there in front of them doctors. You're going to go in the meeting rooms and still get your, you know what I mean? Because they're paying you that check.
Right.
Mental health, man, now, and then it's just so much that goes into it now from our standpoint as an athlete, because it's not just from getting head injuries.
Right.
It's from depression. It's from substance abuse.
Right.
It's from abuse of you not thinking that, you know what, I done got here and now I can't play. The coach is talking to you crazy or whatever it may be. It's bigger now.
Yeah.
It's bigger now. It's bigger now. You got guys now I think CBD is booming the way it is now, and things because guys trying to get a relief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Myra, as you watch 2020 unfold, and of course the story with COVID-19, with more people facing issues of immense pressure, things we never thought we'd deal with, folks that had enjoyed gainful employment all their lives, all of a sudden now wondering where the next paycheck is going to come from. People that have always advocated, well, you ought to go out and get a job, and all of a sudden they don't have a job. You know, all these people now dealing with, they thought their kids were well adjusted. Now all of a sudden there is no more socializing with kids. They're starting to see their kids act out. Has COVID-19, one of the unintended consequences been that all of a sudden now we are more acutely aware of mental health issues and how it's all entwined into everyday life? Is that one of the positives that we're going to get out of this?
You know, I believe that it is one of the positives of it because people came face to face with it this year.
Yeah.
People were isolated by themselves. People didn't have the bars to run to. They were closed. They didn't have the social environments. They were basically just stripped down, taking everything away. And everybody had a break to really just be with themselves and realize, you know what, there's some things going on with me.
Right.
That I was distracting myself from all this time. And now that I'm not working, I have time now to sit there and face these things. So it was inevitable, and it is a positive, but also people have really been suffering from lacking those distractions that were put in place.
Well, we have stressed throughout the course of our show and the pandemic that particularly us guys, you know, and boomers probably more so than any other generation. You rub some dirt on it and you keep on going. You know, you don't bother with these things. We don't show emotion.
Yep.
You know, we just deal with whatever comes along. But the fact of the matter is there are any number of resources out there that are available to us. And there is no more shame in the game, as we used to say. Because those that love you, those that depend upon you, they need you now more than ever. And these are the times where, quite frankly, the folks that offer these resources, they'd be insulted. They'd be highly offended, hurt, if you did not reach out to them and get the help that so many people need right now. Rohan, before we go, I said I was not going to bring this up, but the fact of the matter is you're a big boy, you got your big boy pants on, now you're going to be co-hosting a TV show, so you may as well get used to it. Terrence Marshall, announcing that he is opting out for the rest of the season. Some folks typically will fall on one side or the other of the issue. You'll hear them say, well, the ship is sinking, you know, jump off the ship, get out and make your money. This is what you've been working toward your whole life.
Correct.
Others, on the other hand, will say, nah, wait a minute, bro, you made a commitment to your teammates that you were going to stick this thing out, and right before Alabama, my God, no less, don't bail now. What side do you fall on for Clarence?
I fall on the side of the kid. I fall on the side of the kid that gave his commitment to LSU 3 years ago. I fall on the side of the kid that I know for a fact, because I know Terrence, that this was a very hard decision for him.
Right.
And I know for a fact that, similar to myself and a lot of other guys, that you come to school for an end result.
Right.
Yeah, you want to say education, but we all know that that's not it. Education is part of it, that you, hopefully when you get there, the people in place put you in place, because they can also put you in place just to make grades to be on the field.
Right.
So you hope that you have the people that I was lucky enough to have at LSU that got my schedule and got everything correct. But man, that kid has dreams and aspirations of going to the NFL. That kid has dreams and aspirations of fulfilling a dream that he's had his entire life. And now with this COVID-ridden season, with the uncertainty of what's going on over at LSU, you have the quarterback situation. The kid's not a freshman or a redshirt sophomore where he can just grind through with it.
Right.
This kid is an upper echelon team. Everything that you've asked of Terrence Marshall and wanted from Terrence Marshall, and everything that Terrence Marshall has shown this season, you've gotten it. LSU's not playing for a championship.
Right.
LSU's not playing for anything.
Right.
LSU's playing right. Listen, if people think that Terrence Marshall is the problem, people need to look above and deeper at what's going on inside the program and not look at a kid that's made a decision that's better for his future and for his family. That man said he wanted to retire his mother. Let him retire his mother. They need to look deeper into what's going to happen at LSU when you have these opt-outs coming, when we have coaching changes or coaches getting rehired and going other places. When you have now what's coming is recruits may decommit or opt out. Like it's bigger than this. Listen, what's going on at LSU right now has nothing to do with Terrence Marshall. Good luck to Terrence Marshall. I love Terrence Marshall, and let him go and fulfill his dreams. Whoever does not like that either has never been in that position, has never had a child in that position, or has never dealt with kids or anyone that's been in that position. Because you can't go out and play the game of football thinking I'm gonna get hurt or thinking I'm gonna do this. And that's what the kid was doing.
Yeah.
To live up to what he sat there and told his teammates. And this is the other thing. If your teammates don't have a damn thing to say about it, why should anybody outside that doesn't know that kid have anything to say about it?
Go on past the collection plate, sing benediction, and we can go on home.
That's it.
He is the one and only Rohan Davey. She is Myra Levine. It is going to be a good show. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out for it. Promos are going to start before you know it, and hopefully you at home will be taking part. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Thank you.
We'll get this bottom of the hour break out of the way. When we come back, oh yeah, it's that time. The Monday edition of Now that's just stupid. That's next on the Clarence Bug Show. Stay close.
Perfection.
Good stuff.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Mask help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask. Wash your hands and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At Team Toyota, Toyotathon is underway. It's your chance to save during our biggest sale of the year. Get our lowest prices and our lowest payments on every new Toyota. Plus, get a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Toyota. Right now at Team Toyota.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. We have instituted a new segment a couple of months ago. As going through 2020, we've watched, and really it was prior to 2020, if I'm going to be fair about this. It is a symptom of a deeper rooted problem in our country. Just when you think we as Americans couldn't do anything any more stupid, we find a way to eclipse the previous mark. And as a result, we coined the segment. Now that's just stupid. It is not S-T-U-P-I-D. That's regular stupid. This is S-T-O-O-P-I-D. Stupid. That's a whole level above. So, without any further ado, it is time for our regularly scheduled Monday segment of Now That's Just Stupid. We start with Just the News. It is a website dedicated to giving us just the news, factual information, free of opinion, except for the opinion section, allowing you to make up your own mind. Just the News has a weekly designation, for lack of a better phrase, that they call the Golden Horseshoe. The Golden Horseshoe points out particularly egregious examples of wasteful taxpayer spending by the government. Now, you could probably do a whole show just on that. And of course, it all came to light many years ago, back in the 1980s, if memory serves correct, where we found out the Pentagon was paying $640 a piece for toilet seats. Remember that? Well, this week, the Golden Horseshoe Award, put out by Just the News, goes to the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS. In 1 year, 2019, the Department of Health and Services, Health and Human Services, improperly paid out $106.7, wait for it, billion dollars, with a B as in bugs. $106.7 billion in improper payments. Now, according to the federal government, an improper payment is a payment made by the government to the wrong person in the wrong amount or for the wrong reason. Health and Human Services is this massive federal government agency that is responsible for, among other things, Medicaid and Medicare health care programs. Coincidentally, or incidentally, depending on how you want to look at it, those two programs, Medicare, Medicaid, are where the vast majority of the waste occurs. According to a new report from Open the Books, nonprofit agency, improper payments from the Medicaid and Medicare programs have increased significantly in the past decade, in part due to the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. This is as classic an example as you will ever find of your tax dollars hard at work. It is as classic an example as you will ever find of how and why government is not the answer to the problem. Government is the problem. Remember Nancy Pelosi when the Affordable Care Act was first introduced? And she was asked, have you all read this, what was it, 3,000 some odd pages that made up the Affordable Care Act? And she replied, well, no, I hadn't read all that. We have to pass it to find out what's in it. How ironic is this? Let me get this straight. It is the Affordable Care Act, and due in large part to this, we have wasted in 1 year $106.7 billion. Not million, mind you, billion. Since word of this broke, folks in the Department of Health and Human Services started scrambling because Americans are going to want to know, where the hell's my money? Understanding, again, the government has no money. What do you mean, Clarence? The government ain't got no money. They got trillions of dollars. No, that's our money. That's your money. The government does not manufacture a single good or service. Well, let me take that back. Graft, theft. You could put that in that category. But the government does not manufacture a single thing that you can put on a store shelf, sell, and make the money back, much less make a profit. The only money they have is the money that they reach into your pocket and take out of every check that you go to work for. And in 1 freaking year, they sent out the wrong amount to the wrong people for the wrong reason from one freaking agency to the tune of $106.7 billion. Of course, there is some good news here. They've been able to figure out and recover 14 billion of the $106.7 billion that they misallocated. Aside from being so freaking stupid, you know what hurts the most out of this? How many of the people that we have elected to serve us, how many of those people are raising holy hell over this? I hadn't heard any, Clarence. Ding, ding, ding. Got a winner. Got a winner. You would think with not being able to give veterans the health care that they need, you would think with coronavirus and all these folks out of work, you would think just like your household, you are counting every single penny. Just imagine, and I know we're talking federal government here, and they never met, a social program that they didn't like. And I know that the numbers are going to be substantially larger than your household. But with things being the way they are in 2020, and your financial situation right now, imagine, I don't know, $1,000 coming up missing out of the checking account. And you and the missus are either on the mobile banking app or on the computer online looking at your finances, or if you're the greatest generation, some boomers, you're at the table balancing the checkbook. And you find out, hey, we got $1,000 that's missing somewhere. You would raise holy hell. You know you would, as tight as times are. And yet, $106.7 billion freaking dollars in 1 year. Just 2019. And nobody's raising a stink at all. Add to this, I am not a betting man. I don't believe in games of chance. Plus, I work too hard for my money. I'm not going give it away to where the house always wins, but that's a different show for a different day. Y'all grown. If that's what you decide to do with your disposable income, that's your business. But here's my point. $106.7 billion in 1 year. I'm not a betting man, but I will take odds that this just didn't happen one time. I'm not a betting man, but I'll take odds that this has been building for a while. I'm not a betting man, but I'll take odds that you ought to be pissed right about now. We got money to give to freaking illegal immigrants. We don't have money to give to our veterans, many suffering from PTSD, missing limbs, all other sorts of maladies. But we can give out or give away, as the case may be, in one stinking year, $106.7 billion. And nobody other than Clarence seems to be concerned. Now that's just stupid. Of course, it's your money, if that's how you feel about it. Oh well, you big money baller. It's like 2020 and COVID-19 never happened. Final break of today's show. We're going to come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up the Monday edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Mandafine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandafine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandafine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican, the Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back for the final segment of our Monday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Word broke today that Southern University head baseball coach Carrick Jackson will be leaving the university. He is accepting a job with Major League Baseball. It is part and parcel of what happens when you do a great job. Carrick Jackson was not very well known among the Southern community and the baseball faithful at his hiring. He was an immediate success, racked up a very impressive win total. So most of us knew that Carrick Jackson was not going to be around gracing the bluff for a long time. Didn't think it would be this soon, but you know, when duty calls, and listen, it is one of those situations where if you're a realist, you understand that that comes with the territory. When you are a Super Bowl winning coach, a national championship winning coach, you know that it's not going to be long before other programs are going to try to woo away your coaches. If it's on a professional level, you know it's not going to be long. Free agency is going to roll around. You're going to lose some folks. That's just part and parcel. It comes with the territory. And I was hoping that Carrick would have become a longtime fixture at Southern. That is not to be. Major League Baseball is scheduled to make an official announcement later today. Let me tell y'all right now, he ain't coming back. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? My man, Roger Cador. Nah. I know, I'm tempted to say the federal government doesn't print enough money to get Roger to come out of retirement. But I don't know if we could find some of that $106.7 billion, he might consider it. But nah, Roger is enjoying his retirement entirely too much. So the search will start, I'm sure, immediately for the successor, replacement, whatever term you want to use, for Carrick Jackson. Meteoric rise through the ranks, good hire, good fit for the program, but all good things come to an end, you know, and we will be forever grateful for the progress, the benefits, the donations to the program, courtesy of Carrick Jackson, and we wish him absolutely nothing but the best in his future endeavors with the folks at Major League Baseball. I was going to not address this until I was talking with Rohan, and he mentioned how the whole Black Lives Matter thing has impacted him as a man of color this year. The bloodletting in America's streets continues unabated. Probably, and it's what's the phrase I want to use? It's six on one hand, half dozen of the other is the one that immediately comes to mind. Chicago, because of the ungodly carnage in the streets among people of color, is kind of held up as a bellwether for all that's wrong in Democrat-run cities in America. It's good to bring that to light so that people are aware of it. But at the same time, I worry sometimes that it becomes an outlier, meaning people will figure, well, that's just Chicago. No, it's happening all across America. But it was particularly disturbing over this weekend in Chicago. Thanksgiving weekend, mind you, the time where, you know, you put the foolishness and the ignorance and the violence aside, and you know, you give thanks. You put things in perspective. It's 2020, there's COVID, there's this, there's that. I'm still here, you know, let me chill out for a while. Just this weekend in Chicago, 28 people shot, 7 people succumbing to their injuries. 16 people were shot, 5 fatally, Friday into Sunday, meaning one day after Thanksgiving, right back to business as usual. I don't know what's more scary. The fact that those numbers are what they are. But it follows on the heels of the weekend before Thanksgiving. 50 people were shot. Just on the weekend, mind you. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's not counting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 28 Thanksgiving weekend shot, 7 succumbing. 50 shot the weekend before. Monday, November 16th, just on Monday, 23 people shot. On a freaking Monday, no less. I don't know how many of you kept up with the blood tally, as I call it, in the capital city over the last week. We're not Chicago, thank you God. But for a city our size, it does not bode well. And yet, the narrative from the mainstream media, the narrative from those with a political agenda, is that the problem is the po-po and white folk. Now we know already of the 50 that were shot in Chicago weekend before last, of the 28 that were shot in Chicago Thanksgiving weekend. We know for a fact there were no white folks involved and there were no police involved. How do we know this? Well, Clarence, I hadn't seen the rundown of every single one. I'll tell you how you know. Because there was no rioting, there was no looting, and there was no violence. So in other words, it was just business as usual. Democrats, NAACP, Black Lives Matter, where are you? Where are you? I am going to continue beating this drum until we wake up, realize it for what it is, call it for what it is. Until then, may as well get used to it, because it ain't gonna stop. Time's up. Ooh, I'm real short. Let's see if I can do how quick I can do this. You know what, you're right. America, doggone it, we're not perfect, but doggone it, for my money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Either way, ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. Let's take care of each other. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.